But what I tell people all the time, this is how we communicate in today's world, okay? This is what we don't want. This is typically called life or death by PowerPoint, right? We think in PowerPoint now. This is a true story. I was driving through Colorado a couple years ago. I hit a patch of ice on I-70 coming out of the Eisenhower Tunnel, going like, 65, 70, maybe 90 miles an hour. And I started spinning at top speed, and my life flashed before my eyes, and I swear to you, it was in PowerPoint. And how bad has PowerPoint got? This is actually the number of PowerPoint presentations per day. Look at that. It's 43 million per day in 2007, 54 million in 2008, 69 million this year, 88 million per day next year. Now, I looked at this chart. Look, that is growing exponentially. I looked at this chart. Here's home foreclosures for a year. You see, that's growing about the same way. I realized that PowerPoint actually caused the mortgage meltdown.
Hey there, and welcome to the Technically Funny podcast. I am your host, Don McMillan. Thank you so much for joining us, and Happy New Year. That's right, this is the first podcast of 2015, so happy 2015. I hope it's going well for you. And today I want to talk about one of my favorite subjects, as you can tell from that opening clip, PowerPoint. In particular, death by PowerPoint and bad PowerPoint, and in particular, since it's a new year, a New Year's resolution. This year, let's stop bad PowerPoint. Let's stop death by PowerPoint. It's gotten out of control, folks. How many meetings do I go in, slide after slide of boring speakers? It's been going on for too long. We need to stop death by PowerPoint. And people are not getting the message. They're not. So it's time to bring in the heavy hitters. That's right. It's time for Dr. Don, PowerPoint therapist. We need to start interventions, folks. These people need to be forced into therapy. And what is that like? What is PowerPoint therapy like? Well, we have a clip from an actual therapy session. Let's take a look at Dr. Don, PowerPoint therapist. Okay, let's get started. Hello, and welcome to PowerPoints Anonymous. I'm Dr. Don, your counselor and facilitator, and remember, there'll be no last names. We're all just here to support each other. Now, every day in the world, there are over 300 million PowerPoint presentations given every day. Millions and millions of those are happening online, just like this therapy session right here. And PowerPoint abuse is a horrible, horrible affliction that all of us in this session right here share. Now, thanks to a tool like the WebEx meeting, we can share desktops, we can chat, and we can do some polling in order to support each other in having to beat our horrible, horrible PowerPoint addiction. Who would like to share first?
I guess I'll go. Let me put up this slide first.
Go right ahead, Peter.
Hi, I'm Peter, and I am a PowerPoint abuser.
Hi, Peter.
Hi, Peter.
Anyway, I'm a CEO, and I give many presentations. Here are some of my comments that I've received. Some people have said that I write everything on my slides, and then I read my slides. I frequently turn away from the group, and I show absolutely no personality.
Peter, by any chance, did you read that?
I do not read my slides. This is my natural speaking voice and tempo. Besides, my staff says I'm an excellent speaker.
Okay, well, thank you for sharing, Peter. Group, let's take a poll. When Peter speaks, who does he remind you of? Would you say A, George Bush, Stephen Hawking, Martin Luther King, or a brick wall? And I'm going to open up the poll. If you'll all enter your answers, A, B, C, or D. Who does Peter remind you of? And here come the results. And a brick wall. You've even voted for a brick wall yourself, Peter. Apparently you're not really familiar with how to use the device, unless you really think you speak like a brick wall. But really, Peter, you don't want to read off your slides. And I'm going to show you why. We're going to close this poll and go back to my slides. And I'll show you exactly what reading your PowerPoints does. I'm going to inflict the same pain on you that you have inflicted on others. Reading your PowerPoint slides, many people tend to put every word they're going to say on their PowerPoint slides. Although this eliminates the need to memorize your talk, ultimately makes your slides crowded, wordy, and boring. You lose your audience's attention before you even reach the bottom of your first slide. We're killing people with this kind of stuff. Now, Peter, does that seem clear to you? You can't speak without slides, can you, Peter? Okay, that is so sad.
Peter should use bullet points.
I'm sorry, who was that? Who spoke?
Hi, I'm Bill, and I'm a PowerPoint abuser.
Hi, Bill.
Peter should use bullet points. That's what I do.
That's an excellent point, Bill. But there are some problems with bullet points, and let me show you. I have a slide showing this exact same thing. You should avoid excessive bullet pointing, only bullet key points. Too many bullet points, and your key messages will not stand out. In fact, the term bullet point comes from people firing guns at annoying presenters. Do you see what I mean?
That's a good point.
Thank you.
I'd like to go. Hi, my name is Stevie, and I'm a PowerPoint abuser.
Hi, Stevie.
I seem to have a problem with animations.
Could you just calm it down just a little bit, Stevie?
Sorry, I can stop anytime I want to, really.
I know what you're going through, Stevie. You find yourself adding an animation or two, maybe a drop down or a zoom in, and then another one, and you think, wow, that looks cool, and then you add another one, and before you know it, it's 9 o'clock at night, and you've worked on the same slide all day long. You've missed your family dinner, your kids are already in bed, and basically you have no life.
Yes, this has happened to me as well.
Been there, done that.
It's happened to all of us, Stevie. The truth is, as this next chart will show, the animations really only help if you have a crowd that are visual learners. Your effectiveness will go up. But if they're easily distracted, people are not even paying attention to what you're talking about. They're just watching the cool stuff fly around. And there's regions, by the way. There's the simple but effective region there, the active but confusing region, the effective but boring, the active but ineffective, the dull but static region, the busy but useless region over there, the ADD only region in the corner, the useful amusing, the stupid confusing, the dull triangle, the hyper triangle, the sleepy square, the dizzying pentagon, and everything else we group into just what we call pointless motion. Now, the reason I shared this slide with you, group, is that this one slide took me 2.5 weeks to make. You see, I'm Don, and I, too, am a PowerPoint abuser.
Hi, Don.
Hi, Don.
Thank you, group. It means a lot to me that you're there for me. I'd like to do a big WebEx group hug if we could right now.
Oh.
Thank you. I'm afraid that's all the time we have for today. Let's look at some final notes. We're going to meet at the same time next week. Same WebEx meeting. The topic next week will be the relationship between you, your mother, and how that associates with the slide transitions you choose. And as always, go out and have a great day. And remember, if you're having problems with PowerPoint, we're always here for you. You're not alone.
Oh, that Dr. Don is amazing, isn't he? Really, it's amazing. I've never met the man, but he seems incredibly sharp, really brilliant, if you ask me, and better than Dr. Phil. Best therapist I've ever met. And I really believe that with his help in 2015, we can stamp out death by PowerPoint. But it's not just up to Dr. Don. You need to talk to these presenters, these bad presenters, and get them into therapy. Do an intervention. Get them to Dr. Don. That's my message for today. So that's it for this week's Technically Funny podcast. I want to thank you for joining us, and I hope you had a laugh. That's really why I do these, is really just to provide some laughs. So until next time, keep laughing, and remember, stay nerdy, my friends.